User experience is a strategic differentiator. User experience cannot be a standalone activity. So one has to balance the business needs and technology demands. So user experience, business and technology go hand in hand. So one needs to understand the users, technology challenges and business drivers. Then only the user experience of an overall system or application can be meaningful. Moving to the next slide, which is slide number 17. Here is the published data. I won't go in details of that. This presentation would be available to all of us. But couple of key things. In the recent Gartner survey, it says that 40% of the global 2000 enterprises will have to focus on user experience by 2013. So it's going to be a key driver for some enterprises which are top 2000 enterprises. Our user experience is going to be wise to have feature, not nice to have. Earlier it was kind of a, yeah, it's good, can you make this screen good in couple of hours, or can you just design that icon, or can you just paint the screen in blue and green, something like that. But people have started understanding about the business relevance of user experience, and this is getting published in data. There are lots of case studies which you can do at your leisure, how user experience has transformed the businesses. Moving to the next slide, what is user experience? As I started, there are various terminologies used for usability, user experience. For today's context, we are going to talk about usability and user experience. There is subtle change which I will talk in next few slides. If you see man-machine interface, ergonomics, human factors, human-computer interaction, so on and so forth. But the four terms, man-machine interface, ergonomics, human factors, to me are kind of a pre-computer era, we can say. The human factors is a term even used today in appropriate fashion. It is getting replaced by usability or user experience, but these got started. Human factors was invented by the term was coined by Elias Porter and Paul Fitts. During these were the very famous psychologists, and they coined this term in 1945. But these are the terms being used now also. In Pfizer, we use the term user experience. We'll go in details about that. But some people still use human factors, human factor engineering, so on and so forth. The only commonality which is very important to note over here is all these terms are centered about users, and that's the focus point. Moving to the next slide. So I suppose we all are on slide number 19, a quick check. Okay. So UX is a multidisciplinary approach. So it encompasses various schools of thoughts, for example, psychology or cognition, sociology, how in a society users are behaving, what are the social aspects, design, it talks about product design, visual design, communication design, linguistics, philosophy and language, how those are marrying, technology we must understand, branding, corporate branding or visual strategy, ethnography, that's the cultural studies, or human factors we talked about. So it's like a usability expert would know most or should know many of these facets of this knowledge. So it's not only a psychology or only design, or a good designer cannot be a good user experience unless he understands psychology, unless she understands branding, she has got flair about technology, so on and so forth. So it is a multidisciplinary way of looking at a product. Moving to the next slide, which is slide number 20. Again, these are loosely coupled. One can object on these definitions also, but for the sake of understanding, I am trying to make the things clear. User is always at the center. Human factors focuses more on capabilities, limitations of the users, which is the next circle. Basically focusing on hardware, product. Usability is more about accomplishing the user goals, more of ease of use. We use in computer software context, and user experience is an overarching term, so it's more about making the overall experience delightful used in the context of software as well as service design. It does not mean that human factors is limited and usability is wider, no. But these are the terms, for the sake of simplicity, we have tried to define. Moving to the next slide, which is slide number 21. Again, I'm trying to put the perspectives of all the three things, like human factors, usability, and user experience. Imagine you are designing interior of a car, a dashboard, a wheel, and some mechanism, a seating arrangement. The human factors perspective is again understand the limitation capability of the users, understand the anthropometry data, understand whether the posture is creating fatigue to the users, driver seat is providing appropriate support to your lumbar. So again, it is more on ergonomics part. Moving to the next slide, usability perspective is focusing on user goals, ease of use, learnability. We'll understand these terms more in details as we move further. But a few questions usability guy would ask is whether the control knobs are intuitive and easy to remember, whether the steering is providing appropriate and comfortable grip, whether the speedometer is visually clear. Can a driver look at the speedometer, the speed, even in the night if she is driving, can she look at the speedometer? Can she see at what speed the car is going? Or the gear sequence is consistent with other cars, so on and so forth. So consistency, ease of use, quick learning are the focus points from usability perspective. If you move to the user experience, which is again a wider thing, focus is on multi-sensory user experience, experiential aspects. So car is good, the steering wheel is appropriate, the gears are in the sequence of similar cars, the cushions are good, but user experience talks much above that. Whether the upholstery is great, the seats are having reclining controls, whether there is a humidity and temperature control, auto controls are there. There is a very pleasant music which is provided, the ambience is cozy, the cushions are soft, steering adjustment is there. I'm not talking about features. I'm talking about the experiential from anthropometry, body limitations of a human being, capabilities of the human being, then moving to usability aspects of learnability, memorability. I'm coming to the experiential aspects. So user experience is much wider, broader, and deeper. Moving to the next slide. I'm again
sorry for
to the slide
interrupting.
number, which is 24 at the bottom left.
Hello.
Please.
Sorry for interrupting. Your
Yeah.
voice is breaking a lot in between. I mean, we are getting feedback from participants as well. Can you please
Is
change your
it?
audio?
Now is it better?
Yeah, voice
Is
is
it
good
better
enough,
now?
but it breaks in between. And for 1 minute it's good, but after that it breaks.
So let me just check again. Just give me feedback if you still get this kind of problem.
This is better now. We can go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. So definition of usability, we covered many things, but for the sake of definition, I think ISO 9241 defines usability for everybody's understanding as the extent to which the product can be used by specified users to achieve the specified goals with effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction. So this definition is very important here because the specified users with specified goals is very important in the specified context. So we are talking about these terms more in details. If we move on slide number 25, the parameters of usability, how usability can be measured. Ease of learning, how quickly a user can learn how to use the system. Efficiency of use is how fast a user can accomplish the tasks. Or memorability, can a user remember how to use the system or application. Error frequency and severity, like how often user makes errors while using the system, or how quickly user can recover from these errors. And satisfaction, subject to satisfaction, is how much user likes the system to use. And user experience, as I was talking about, is overarching term, so this is a system should be usable, it should be easy to use, at the same time it should be desirable, it's called as a triangle of user experience. Three corners represent usability, user experience, and usability, usefulness, and desirability. Moving to the next slide, once we understand what